Perspective is everything.
Oh my gosh, my music video hit 1,000 views this morning. That is so exciting. My music video, it's only on 1,000 views, even though I worked so hard on it.
Did you notice the difference then? They are both versions of myself that I know very well. There have been days where I have woken up, doom scrolled, and been weighed down by the weight of the uncertainty of the world, the uncertainty of the industry that I work in, just by pressures that you feel as a growing human being. But there's also been days that I've woken up and I felt fantastic, motivated. The sun is shining outside and I am surrounded by people who I love and who love me, and I feel wonderful, you know. And I think that you can't be expected to be one way or another. Sometimes you're going to feel negative, sometimes you're going to feel positive. But what I've noticed recently is when I'm trying to be motivated, trying to get things done, you know, you have to pick your battles. What is worth feeling negative over, and what are things that if you just slightly changed your perspective on them could actually be taken as a total win? And that's just something that I've been thinking about a lot lately as I'm trying to navigate growing up, being a musician, and just being in 2026, because this year is crazy already. And so, as I do every day, I am trying to attack today with a positive mindset, because I actually have a lot of cool things going on today. I am going to get some photos printed out because I have this idea for the cover art of my next single where I'm gonna collage all these pictures that I took together. It's gonna be really cool, and I think it's really gonna encapsulate the vibe of the song. But it's like, even though I try to approach everything with a positive mindset and a positive perspective, it is hard sometimes. It's like nobody's perfect, you know, and staying positive, thinking positively, having good perspective is something that I find kind of challenging. And I think with everything considered, what's going on and where I'm at in my life and what my goals and my dreams are, I'm just trying to keep moving forward, getting things done, staying motivated. And I've just noticed perspective is everything. And it's what can change a glass half empty kind of day to a glass half full kind of day. And yeah, speaking of days, my main task today is getting my cover art ready so that I can upload my song, which I really need to do because I have been so behind and so lazy and just not got the song up. Hold on, let's rewind. In fact, it's actually taken me longer than I expected because of things out of my control. Also, I've just been a busy girl with some really exciting things. I think the reality is the way we talk to ourselves in our mind is such a massive influence on how we perceive things around us and the way we see ourselves even. So I really think perspective starts with the way that you perceive yourself and the way that you talk to yourself and the way that you treat yourself up in your mind and in the real world. It's like when you look in the mirror and you're looking back at yourself, it's easy to, I guess, be a little more harsh. But imagine you're looking back at a younger version of yourself and speaking the same way to them that you do to yourself on a regular day. How would that make them feel? And how do you think that has made you feel now? Because you're the same person, just a little bit older. I think that altering your perspective on things, even if it's just putting a yet at the end of your sentence, rather than being like, oh my gosh, I'm not where I want to be, you're saying, oh, I'm not where I want to be yet. I think it can make a big difference mentally. But I think that concludes my yapping right now. I'm gonna finish my hair. So I'm driving to the library now to print out some images so that I can create the collage, which is gonna become the cover art for my next song, which is Stamp of Approval, which it's just so infuriating. It's taken so long to get this song out. Like, I feel like I'm letting my fans down with how much I tell them music is coming and then it takes longer than I expected. Which honestly is so exciting to get this song out because it's one of my favorites that I've ever recorded. I'm so proud of this song and I'm so close to being able to share it with everybody, which is just the best feeling. I've felt both ways about this song, positive and negative, honestly. It can be hard to keep the perspective really positive, and I really try to keep it positive. Because if you're not positive, you don't want to keep going with it, you know? And I think even when you're feeling negative about things, the only way
that you can continue is to literally just push through it and continue. And I think sometimes the bounce between feeling positive about things and feeling negative about things can just be emotionally exhausting and a little overwhelming. I think vulnerability is something that scares me.
Don't say action, it makes it feel so performative.
It's not performative.
And my makeup is getting ruined, even though I spent so long doing it this morning.
I think a positive perspective is something you have to continue to work on throughout a day, throughout an hour, throughout a moment. You know, there are things that you'll face that will challenge and try and make you feel negative, and it's very easy to fall into those holes, and you are by no means failing if you do fall into pits of negativity or into times of overthinking or self-doubt or struggle, because we're human and we all struggle.
Trying to like battle the constant negativity that I think, and I just feel tired.
I think it's just about making the effort to, once you've felt those negative feelings, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and continue and try and change that perspective into something that feels more manageable. And these are all just my takes on this, and based on experiences and feelings that I have had recently.
I just feel everything. I think that's the problem.
But I am actually really excited to get this song out. It is genuinely my favorite, one of my favorite songs at the very least that I've written, because it is very, very real. It's so funny. This song was a bit of a joke when I was writing it. It was like, I was just having a bit of a brain dump about how I was feeling at one point of the writing process, and I didn't think anyone was ever going to see this song, but then it ended up being one of the songs that we chose, and I had to actually take it seriously and write it properly. And I think the fact that I wrote it from such an authentic place that I thought it was garbage is probably a good sign in a way. I don't know, it's funny how these things work. Okay, so I went into the library and I got my printouts. I'm going to be able to collage my cover art and get the song uploaded onto the distributing platform like tonight, because if I want to get it out by the date that I want it out by, I need to get it out like before tomorrow, because you actually need to give your song, I think it's 4 weeks at minimum of being uploaded before the actual release of it. That way it can like get onto all the platforms, right? Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better than I was feeling in the car. I was kind of having a mini crisis. I think, you know, sometimes it can be hard to stay on the positive perspective of things when I think your head can tell you the negative things. I don't know what else to say. I have felt a lot of emotions today, as you can probably tell. It's one of the joys of being, I guess, a creative human. So you just feel a lot sometimes. Today, I feel like I've learned a lot. Perspective is everything. And just choosing to try and be positive in what is a crazy, unexpected, uncertain world. Honestly, high five. Like, you need a medal, because it's hard sometimes. I think that picking the positive perspective can be a multiple step thing, and it also isn't linear. You're allowed to feel great one minute and feel sad the next, and feel stressed and then feel motivated. It's just about trying to do what's best for you, I guess. And I'm very excited to be making this cover art. I've got 2 ideas, right? So one of them is to do this collage, but I also printed out this black and white version that I'm gonna kind of paint all over. Very excited to see how that turns out. I had this idea for the cover art. I need to test it on a piece of paper first, but it's like this crinkle pattern kind of thing, and it needs to work when it's photographed. So I'm just crushing this little piece of printed paper up to see if it works. Okay, this is the reveal. Oh, that's cool. You see that? But this is gonna take me ages, so I think I should probably finish this video up and talk to y'all next week. I'm gonna keep working on this cover art and you're gonna see it very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.